Baby, let me tell you something. This show is so messy, and I'm here for every minute of it. Hey everyone, it's Sharona from Pay Your Weights, and today we're going to be reviewing the Netflix series Bridgerton, which is currently streaming on the Netflix platform. The series is created by Chris Van Desten, based on the novels by Julia Quinn. This is part of Shonda Rhimes' deal. This is one of her shows under her Shondaland umbrella, and this series is basically centered around wealth, lust, and betrayal, set in the backdrop of the Regency era of England, seen through the eyes of the powerful Bridgerton family. You guys, I did not know how much I missed just having a messy show to watch every single day until I came across Bridgerton. I literally had a blast watching the series, but for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome, hello, so glad you came, I hope you stay. I tell you what I enjoyed about this series, what I didn't like about this series, and is it worth your time binging or not, or Netflix, where it's currently streaming. So going into what I enjoyed about Bridgerton, you guys, I am here for mess, drama, sex, okay? If my parents are watching, I'm a virgin, so, you know, just like what I would think sex would look like, you know, that's a whole nother story. But this is giving me like all of the above, okay? This is Gossip Girl meets Downton Abbey mixed with all the messiness of all the Shondaland shows, okay? Just stick with me here. It'll make sense. I just thought that this was a breath of fresh air. I love that in this series that even though we're set in England at a time where women didn't have a voice, I love that the series is really based through the female gaze. As we examine through our lead character, Daphne, played by Phoebe Devner, I really love her character. I love that she is this very innocent young woman who is really coming into her season of trying to find a husband. She comes from a very wealthy family. However, it's very important that, you know, who she marries, that really sets the tone for continuing her family name. And I love that, you know, in a world where typically a woman would never really have the decision on who she wants to marry, who she wants to be with, I love that we get to see through these creative ways how Daphne has really taken agency over her own life and who she's going to be with, how she's taken power over that. And I really love seeing that throughout the course of the series, and also through other characters such as Penelope, also too with also too with Daphne's sister as well. We get to see these complex layers of what it means to be a woman in society, to be a woman who is meant to marry and have children, and that's it. And we get to see the rebellion of those who might not want to marry, who want to have a career, a life for themselves, a passion that they want to follow, or those who feel as though due to family circumstances that they might not be able to truly find love. And I love that we get to examine all of these different aspects of what it is like to be a woman during this time throughout the course of the series. But I was pleasantly surprised with Anthony Bridgerton's storyline, how we get to see from men the responsibility of taking on the family name, being the head of the household, how that can come, how that can really prevent you from being with who you truly want to be with, who you truly love. And I like that we get to examine that from a man's point of view, which is something that we don't always get to see in films or TV shows like this. But it is the diversity that put a smile on my face while I was watching this series. I love that in this series where we have these characters who are, you know, they're affluent, they're dukes, you know, they're queens. We got a black queen, y'all. We got a black queen in this series. I just love watching all of the different melanin. I love watching people from different cultural backgrounds portray these like high society characters. I think that it was amazing to watch on screen, but I want to give it to our lead, Simon. Reggae is just so fantastic in this. He looks the part from how his suits are tailored throughout the course of the series, just how beautiful he is. He is just a beautiful specimen that was put on this planet to bless our eyes, okay? I just felt like it was such a blessing to watch him episode after episode. But you believe in the chemistry that he has with, his character has with Daphne. You want to root for them. You literally want to fight them. There was a point in time halfway through the series, there's something that happens that made me so angry because I was so invested in their relationship that I had to pause. I said, ma'am, this is a TV show. This is not real. You should not be this upset about what is happening on screen. And I had to take a couple of days off. I was just like, Sharana, you're a little bit too into this. You need to chill out. You need to just take a breather. But that's how much the show just keeps you wanting to watch more after more. There is mystery as we're trying to figure out who Lady Whistledown is. You get really invested in some of the side characters as well. And also too, Ruby Barker, she plays a character, Marina. I like her character. I only had one issue with the character, and it had nothing to do with Ruby, and I'll get into that with my cons, but I love that she is this character that is set, this black woman who comes into the scene and is just really turning heads, and everyone's trying to vie for her attention, and that goes back to just the diversity of being able to see a black woman in a character like that of such importance. It was just a breath of fresh air. But also too, let me give you another piece of eye candy. Simon's friend Will can get it. Get it, okay? You'll know what I'm talking about when you watch him, but I was just like, can we get more of him? And I was actually really interested in his storyline as well. I thought that because there's so many characters, and I'll get into this in the cons, he is one of the characters that I really was invested in, and I wanted to know more. I wanted to know more about him. But even though I have so many things that I enjoyed about this series, I do have a couple of issues. So when we get into Ruby's character, Marina, there's something that happens with her character. There's kind of like a back burner situation happening that I felt a certain type of way about. And maybe just as a black woman, I see how we're portrayed in film and television. It bothered me. So it could just be me internalizing something. But I was just like, I feel like she should have more than just this storyline. And I feel like we should have focused a little bit more on her, because she did have a big piece of the puzzle of an issue that's happening between these two families. As we get to know all of the characters, I just wanted to see a little bit more. But also too, even though we have this diverse cast, there is an issue of race that is addressed in the series, and then they never bring it up again. So I was just like, guys, now if we're going to address race, then you need to actually address it and help us understand why is this such a big deal during this time. Because I was just like, okay, well, that's cool. We got a show. Don't nobody care that they black. Like, it seemed like it doesn't matter. But then they made a comment like, no, actually it did used to matter. But they never told us anything about it. I just thought that was a little bit weird. And also too, because there are so many characters, you don't really get to focus that much time on everyone in the series. Even though this is Daphne and Simon's story, there's still a lot of side characters that really contribute to the story as a whole. And they will kind of start to focus on some of these characters, and then you will never hear from them again until a couple of episodes down the road. And you're just like, oh, I totally forgot that storyline was happening. Like, okay, I mean, I guess I can get invested again. But I hope that in the future seasons, because I mean, I'm going to claim it right now that we're going to get a season 2 because we deserve, okay? I hope that they spend a little bit more time focusing on all of the other characters as a whole. But overall for me, I had a blast with Bridgerton. Like I said, I was ready to fight all of the characters because they just got on my everlasting nerves. But it was in a good way. It was in a good way. I was invested in everything that was happening, invested in the mystery of who Lady Whistledown is, invested just in the back and forth of will they, won't they, will they, won't they. I had a really great time with this show. If you like romance, if you like lust, okay, because it was really lusty. I was like, yeah, I'm starting to feel like I can't even watch this during the daytime because my neighbors are probably going to think that I'm watching porn at this point in time. It got real steamy. I'm not going to lie to y'all. It got like steamy to like a couple of times. I was like, I think I might be a little bit uncomfortable at this point in time. But if you want the lust, it's definitely going to be in there for you. If you want to just look at all this amazing costume and set design, it's there for you. This is a total blast from beginning to end. It's totally worth the binge. Start watching it right now. Do what you got to do. I know it's Christmas, but this is going to give you your life. So those are my thoughts on Bridgerton. As always, my name is Sharana from Pay or Wait. And if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit that notification bell. And I love you guys 3000. And until I see you again, bye.